Okay, good morning everyone. Cikgu Zur, rakan pembentang yang lain. Jadi saya akan menggunakan English lah for today's AR presentation. Okay,
Okay, no
I'm
problem. No
Claudia.
problem.
I'm Claudia representing SK Kampung Tekajong. Okay, the title of my AR kajian tindakan ialah Using FEM Approach in the Teaching of Writing Simple Present Tense Sentences Among Year 4 Pupils. Okay, boleh next. Okay, talking about my teaching experience, I have observed several things. Number one, common error in the pupils' writing, more specifically inaccurate SVA. So this SVA refers to subject-verb agreement, and specifically, I will talk about simple present tense sentences. We can refer to the figure below. Gambar di bawah tu, pupil A and pupil B, they made similar error in which their subject, which is he, iaitu singular subject, does not agree with their verb, which is supposed to be teaches and arrives. They did not attach the es and the s with teach and arrive. So as written in the slide, singular subjects must agree with singular verbs. And then I also observed confusion in writing the correct application of SVA in sentence. And this refers to their spoken English. When they talk to me, when they answer, they hesitate. We can see this in their physical response also. They frown, and then they shook their head, they talk to their friends like, what is the teacher talking about? Macam tu. Jadi mereka tak faham lah. And then the next observation is lack of confidence in using the language in general. So in general, I have noted this in my observation field notes, dekat preliminary data collection. Since we had face-to-face interaction, that time I could see their reaction. And then this happened, their lack of confidence when I ask for volunteers to present their answers or when I give feedback or correction for the exercise. So the pupils' error and confusion could lead to lower achievement of learning outcomes. When they don't understand, they cannot do it. So this is the purpose of me doing this AR, which is to improve the teaching of writing simple present tense with correct SVA. Okay, next one. We go to reflection. Okay, from my observation, there are possible reasons behind this issue. One is unsuitable teaching and learning activity. Expanding verbally, when the teacher talk in the class, it sometimes make it harder for the pupils to understand the certain grammar rule. The target pupils, they already have limited vocabulary to begin with. And when the teacher talk about grammar, susunan ayat, macam tu, they get more lost. So maybe I would say in my reflection, if I vary my engagement activity, it could lead to better outcome. Then next one, number two is lack of interest in learning the subject. English is often regarded as the hard subject, apalagi writing activity. It is the least favorite considered part of learning English when all the skills are equally important. I asked this in one unstructured interview with my pupils. They say they would prefer learning other subjects like PJ, where they can use their body, and science, when they can have hands-on experiments, something like that. And number three is lack of resources and facilities. The ICT could help in making lessons more interesting, but then in our community, SK Kampung Tekajong, personally, the limited internet coverage made it quite difficult to make full use of internet. Therefore, I decided to come up with a new improvement to teaching this point, and then this answers my reflection in the first part. I focus in the first part, which is unsuitable teaching and learning activity. So because I feel like this is the best option for my pupils, and this is the most manageable rather than me touching on their personal feelings on English and also like of resources. Okay, next one. For my planning, I inserted my research objective, research question, and research participants. And then the objective is to examine the use of the FEM approach in teaching, focusing on SBA with year 4 pupils. And then research question, how does the FEM approach improve my teaching of writing simple present tense with correct SBA among year 4? Okay. And then research participants is year 4 pupils with different proficiency level, ada low, average, and high. I had 15 pupils overall in my class, but I only take sample from 10 pupils, which the data I found more, yeah, which I found more suitable for my data collection. So I took 10 out of 15. Okay, next slide. Okay, next one is melaksanakan tindakan, which is in the act stage. Okay, I implement my AR based on the Chemist and McTaggart model, action research model, with at least 2 cycles. Yeah, 2 cycles. So I overlaid the general timeline for each stage here. Nanti I will explain more further in detail about the improvement itself. So there is one aspect that I did not mention, which is my data collection method. Okay, to explain briefly, I have collected data in the form of one test scores from worksheets and then later translate and analyze that data in the form of data presentation. Jadi, we will have a table later to document my pupils' data. And then next would be an unstructured interview via WhatsApp since we couldn't see each other due to PDPR, home-based learning. And the third one is through observation, which I compared the one I had face-to-face with them, in which I can see clearly, and then gathered through online media, WhatsApp lah. And the data analysis will include inference from the observation notes. Okay, next slide. Okay, ini lebih detail regarding my action, tindakan, who is involved, year 4 pupils and their caretakers. During the first cycle, 1A, 1B, I interacted personally with the pupils. They used the module in the class and I jotted down their behaviors or response in that during that stage. And then for the second cycle, since we moved to online learning, so I include the engagement of the caretakers, penjaga lah, parents and grandparents, since they might depend on those people for shared devices. Sometimes they share device, and then for internet coverage maybe. So when is this implemented? During teaching learning period and also home-based learning period. Jadi jangka masa dia lah. And what is the new improvement? It is the FEM approach. Ada salah sana FOEM. Mine is FEM. It stands for Fun English Module. So this module I came up with myself. You can see in the picture there, the front page, the lesson part, and the activity. So this module includes text analysis. You can see in the box next to it. Guided writing with pictures and keywords. Very technical worksheets with composite and single pictures. And all of these parts, they have links, QR code, hyperlink, which connects them to more activities outside. So at first, this module is physical. Saya print, saya bagi dengan budak, dan mereka buat masa kelas. But then, since home-based learning PDPR happened, they took home the module and then I add in soft copy. Ini kita use in the WhatsApp group with my pupils. So the lessons vary from word level to sentence level about sentence writing. Okay, next one. Okay, kita run. Okay, membuat pemerhatian. Okay, based on the data in the pelaksanaan tindakan, I went through another round of observation. I put the data there. This is only the test scores before and after using the module. So as noted earlier, the worksheet yang test score ini datang, it consists of questions based on single and composite pictures as well as keywords. Okay, we can see the increase of test scores lah, but there are other factors that contribute to this. And then second observation is positive response as taken from the field notes. Okay, one, the pupils seem relaxed in class. They responded to the questions attentively since they have steps. So they follow the steps and they use the step to write sentence. And then during home-based learning, I noted that they are engaged actively in which they ask questions. Okay, membuat pemerhatian reflection stage. I think this part to be. Okay. The next part, I think it's a bit different reflection stage from others. So I will leave this for further comments from Cikgu Zul and the rest later. Maybe I can edit a bit. And then for me, conclusion is the module is considered successful, but with limitations. I consider it successful because the pupils teach writing sentences, their performance increase as seen in the data, which is the test scores earlier. And then the strength behind this module is it is a form of modular approach. Sebab dia dalam modul, kita bergerak dari simple and then to from words to phrases to sentences. So the pupils can work on it on their own pace dekat dengan cara dan masa mereka sendirilah. And second one, it is user friendly since they have steps so the pupils can follow, and even if they have guidance from their parents ataupun grandparents, they can use it to teach the pupils if they don't understand. But mostly the pupils, they ask me myself lah, mereka chat dekat WhatsApp. Okay, but limitation, okay, I want to touch on the limitations. Number one is, as teachers, the person here, me lah, one of the external constraint is needing to do extensive preparation, and this lead to printing costs. For 15 pupils, the module is quite pricey lah, if you don't have the correct resources. And then to counter this, we have ICT ads like soft copy version of the module. And I put there Google Classroom for further improvement. But Google Classroom is a good initiative, but for SK Kampung Tekajong, I feel like it is not ideal. Okay. Okay, I will touch on the further improvement lagi since Cikgu Zul hilang sekejap tadi. I prepared maybe lah solution nanti suggestion ada soft copy version, and then next one is Google Classroom. Google Classroom good initiative, memang interactive macam tu bagus, but then for Kampung Tekajong I find that it is hard for them to use it lah. The pupils, they do have their device, but then the unstable connection makes it harder for us to communicate using live lah, using Google Classroom. So we mostly use WhatsApp. Next limitation is lack of face-to-face interaction since we moved to home-based learning. Jadi observation ni, we cannot really see what the pupils are doing, whether they did the work themselves or did they have help from their parents. So my further improvement on this is maybe we could have enhancement activities with other resources like Didik TV or other alternatives to motivate the pupils so that their performance When they write, they gain confidence, they can write, and this translates to the speaking also. And then the third limitation is the scale of my AR. For me, it worked, but then it might not work with other case. So, in my opinion, it depends on each school and teacher's circumstance lah. So, if we were to use this module in other condition, in other situation, the teacher might need to have trial and error first. Macam tu. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Aduh, saya pergi hantar anak bawah tu. Okay. First of all, congratulations kepada Cikgu Claudia. So, kita balik kepada slideshow lah. Jadi, apa yang telah dibentangkan itu memang bagi saya inilah yang menunjukkan konteks sebenar dalam kajian tindakan. So, kita dapat lihat tajuk dia, Using FEM Approach. FEM, saya macam-macam semalam jugalah. Jadi, kita akan go through one by one, Cikgu. Kita akan go through one by one. Dan kita akan cuba cari cara yang terbaik lah macam mana for improvise. Okay, so kita lihat dekat slideshow ni FEM approach. Okay, the question is this approach or method or what? Faham Cikgu Claudia? Yeah, okay. So perlu be concern lah. Adakah ianya approach or ataupun ianya method kah ataupun kit kah ataupun you just say module? Because I heard you saying macam you kata module tadi nak.
Module.
Okay. So bukannya apa, you have to very clear lah. You have to clarify apa benda yang digunakan. Adakah ianya module kah ataupun ianya sejenis approach kah apakah? If you say it is approach, whereas approach itu tadi kita guna module, okay, no problem. Tapi dalam penulisan you pula, in your writing later on you have to apa kata orang write down lah. Write down the sentence yang the state menyatakan bahawa approach ini menggunakan modul ini. Let's say like that lah. So you have to very clear lah about that. Dalam writing pun also must be very clear so lah. In the teaching of writing simple present tense sentences among year 4 student. Ini memang betul-betul fokus ni. Simple present tense sentence.
Very technical lah.
Yeah. So kita back kepada slideshow ni kan. Dari tajuk saja pun kita dah dapat view dah apa sebenar yang dibuat oleh Cikgu Claudia ni. Dia cerita hal dia guna approach FEM and then dia fokus kepada writing simple present tense sentences. Okay. And then mesti orang akan tanya, apa itu approach? Approach apa itu? And then soalan yang lain orang akan tanya juga. Why this particular simple present tense sentence? Why? So itu antara soalan-soalan dari tajuk saja pun kita dah tahu dah apa soalan yang nak ditanyakan. Okay. So kita review baliklah dekat sini our pemerhatian yang cikgu punya pemerhatian ni. So common error as observed in example below, confusion, okay, lack of confidence in using language in general. Dari segi slideshow no problem lah. Memang cun lah dengan apa yang nak disampaikan. Itulah gunanya slideshow. Ada PowerPoint kan, dia power the point. Okay. So dari segi apa? I want to ask you lah cikgu. Yang ini sample for pupil A and pupil B.
Yeah.
Berapa orang yang menghadapi masalah common error ni?
Mostly dekat lower and high, average, since I take them by their proficiency level. So 7 of them in general, roughly 7 of them.
Si boleh madah nak ya cikgu, si boleh madah roughly lah ataupun estimated lah, nya mesti confirm.
Okay.
Nya mesti confirm. So what is the figure?
7 out of 15.
7 out of 15 Okay. Sebab dalam kita nak mula research tu memang apa kata orang, perlu you must be very specific lah kata orang. Mesti jangan pada I assume that jangan. uh, Jangan memangnya terus straightforward. Madah, memang untuk lah, bilangan budak tadi, budak yang apa yang pada kita take yang lower grade, apa nama?
Lower
Low
proficiency.
performing, low performing and middle performing nak.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to specify on that lah. Madah mesti pada dalam penulisan kita ya. Okay. So confusion. Okay. Confusion in writing correct SVA in sentence. Confusion spoken English. So confusion in term of writing kah?
In term of understanding the concept lah. So,
Okay. Nampak macam simple punya question kan daripada saya ni, tapi bila outsider baca you punya writing tu kelak, just bear in mind lah dalam penulisan you make sure it's very clear. You just imagine those who read your writing is someone who really don't know anything lah. Memang stupid idiot lah orang baca ada. Memang orang yang tak tahu apa-apa apa yang you nak buat. So you have to apa kata orang dalam writing you kelak must very clear point by point, and then jangan assume orang yang baca tadi tahu. Macam saya sendiri kan tanya, confusion apa tu? Macam ya. Contohnya lah. Okay. And then lack of confidence. This is another thing that macam dari semalam pun saya dah ceritakan, lack of confidence, benda-benda yang apa kata orang macam tindakan lah, macam mari kan ada cerita hal moral nak, tahap moral nak. Macam tu lack of confidence, keyakinan diri. So how can you measure this lack of confidence? Macam mana cikgu? Macam mana?
Earlier, I put lack of confidence when they hesitate. Mereka tak agak-agak nak jawab soalan. This is from observation lah, observation. So mereka tak agak-agak, bila kena correction, terus mereka macam malu-malu sikit lah nak bercakap dalam English tu.
Okay, so you have the data already. Daripada observation, that is your data. So based on that, you have to apa kata orang analyze it lah. You have to analyze it. Selalu saya suggest buat table. You do it in a table form, and then the best way is you put in a graph lah. Dalam bentuk graph ataupun dalam bentuk buat kacak sikit lah, hanya pun presentation data tadi. Presentation data sama ada you nak buat dalam bentuk donut ke apakah, tapi memang yang datang daripada observation lah, from your observation kan. Their lack of confidence. So in term dari segi lack of confidence, I believe that you have your own definition of lack of confidence. Macam tadi you madah how can you identify that student is lack of confidence? You madah budak tadi macam apa tak?
Tak agak-agak.
Tak agak-agak. Yes, so itu adalah satu kriteria for you menyatakan bahawa this is kategori budak yang lack of confidence. Budak ini teragak-agak. Kalau dia teragak-agak, so dia jatuh dalam lack of confidence. Itu dari segi secara detailnya lah. Tapi if you want to go more in depth, more professional lah artinya tadi. Macam yang di-advise oleh Cikgu Alvin Mari, you try to look apa kata orang literature review. Literature review daripada research yang terdahulu, whereas tidak ada mualah kajian tentang lack of confidence. You try to get some ideas from Google Scholar ke, mun ada, cuba carilah penulisan artikel-artikel yang ada, previous artikel, so that daripada apa yang you kata tadi, rupa-rupanya ada orang lain yang dah pola kajiannya, and then you just add on aja. Doesn't mean that you follow apa yang kata sih. You memang stick with your own ideas, just that apa dapatan orang lain teknya support your ideas. Macam ya. Boleh Okay, nak lain tak ada masalah tu. Nak lain tak ada masalah. So this part dia pun gambar ya, boleh you masuk sekali lah dalam penulisan. Masuk sekali dalam penulisan. Okay, and then from my observation, yes, lagi sekali observation. There are possible reason behind the mentioned issues. Itu yang saya padah tadi. You have to apa kata orang, semua tu adalah data mentah bah. Data mentah tu, I can say data mentah because it is not yet analyzed. Belum lagi dianalisiskan. Contohnya kan, explaining verbally sometimes make it harder for the pupils to understand the rules. The target pupils have limited vocabulary, so they sometimes lose interest in the middle. Banyak question yang boleh dikeluarkan dari situ. How
Okay.
can you say limited vocabulary if you dapat detect kah vocabulary budak tu? Bahaya nyapun words ya. You dapat detect sih. So you must apa kata orang cari satu apa kata orang jalan selamat lah, jalan the safest way dapat detect. Budak tu tadi limited kan nyapun vocabulary. Ataupun you kata nyapun vocab tu tadi, yalah try to avoid soalan apa
Okay.
ayat yang boleh menimbulkan soalan-soalan yang macam saya bagi tadi tu. Nya sih salah dari segi ayat dan kaca. Dari segi ayat dan kaca. Tapi bila orang yang macam saya ni tanya apa limited vocabulary tu, sometimes lose interest. Udah, interest apa gitu? Sometimes lose interest in the middle of teacher's explanation. Varying engagement may result to better outcome. Memanglah. So varying engagement tu maksudnya you sudah ambil tindakan lah artinya nak. Betul lah?
Belum. Ini refleksi. So I say maybe varying the engagement will make better outcome.
Okay. So betul lah tu. Betul. Okay, so tu lah ada refleksinya tadi. Okay, lack of interest. Ya, lagi sekali interest. How much, how many, berapa ramai sidak ya. Lack of resource and facilities. What kind of facilities? ICT. ICT je limited internet coverage. Bagus you Madah. Terus lack of limited internet coverage.
Okay.
Bunyi kah? Lack of resources macam banyak je bunyi kekangan-kekangannya.
Okay.
Jadi ya yang pandangan saya lah cikgu cikgu setuju okey lah. Cikgu setuju pun mungkin ada idea lain kah? Ya up to you lah cikgu Okay, therefore I decided to come out with a new improvement to my teaching. Okay. So maksudnya daripada ketiga-tiga tu, what kind of analysis that are you using untuk come up with new improvement? Ada analisis kah yang cikgu guna?
Just now I say I focus on the first one. Fokus dengan yang pertama tu. Jadi akan menggunakan kaedah baru untuk menyampaikan teaching learning activity lah.
Ya, betul. Jenis macam tu. How can you say you choosing that number one? Why? Macam ni kena dalam banyak-banyak tu, why you choose punya apa kata orang template kah ataupun medium kah ataupun you punya engine kah untuk memilih the best one is number one. Why? Macam ya. Ada apa cara you, cikgu? Fahamkah soalan saya tu? Fahamkah soalan saya, cikgu?
You mean why specifically nombor satu lah kan? Macam tu.
Macam ni, macam how you can apa kata orang? You say lah, you very confident. Okay, I want to choose number one lah, so that saya rasa memang tahu lah number one tu this is the best priority for my new improvement. Macam ni.
Okay.
How can you come up with that? Yeah.
Number one is the most manageable lah for me compared from the 2 points. Sebab yang dua tu, satu lack of resource, sometimes tak boleh jangkakan, so we have to work around it. Apa yang paling kita boleh buat ialah mengajar dengan cara yang baru. For me lah, personally. Okay.
Betul lah, memang betul lah jawapannya. Cuma tadi dalam penulisan you must be very careful lah. Macam soalan yang saya tanya tadi tu, you kena masukkan juga. You masukkan juga dalam penulisan you, why you choose that particular number one. Biasanya kita ada guna beberapa tools. Pernah dengar tools yang kita guna for decision making. Decision making tools. Nya ada nak kata template sih juga. Nya orang putih tu biasa lah, orang putih yang guna kataan tools. Decision making tools. Let's say seperti RCA, root cause analysis, ataupun
Oh,
SWOT
okay, okay, okay.
analysis, ataupun you can also use pills, ataupun you can also use apa kata orang, ada diagram apa mudah, senang, the accessibility-nya apa semuanya ada template-nya.
Okay,
You
okay,
try
okay.
to find out lah cikgu. Okay, you try to find out. Yang saya share dengan cikgu ni, ini memang up lagi level lah.
Oh,
However, apa yang sedia ada pun dah cukup dah. Yang sedia ada pun dah cukup dah. Yang saya share dengan cikgu itu up lagi level dia. Okay, so ya, Jaktek sengaja nak buat bincang kita misal ya. Okay, research objective. To examine the use FEM in my teaching of writing with correct. Okay. Apa yang ada rasa pelik kah research objective ya cikgu? To examine kah?
to find out?
Sebenarnya FEM approach tu dah dipolah kah belum? Sebelum tu?
Belum. Personal, saya punya.
Ya, personal. And then macam ni oh. You punya fokus sebenarnya apa? Fokus kita adalah nak simple present tense nak. Supaya budak dapat buat penulisan simple present tense dengan betul kan? So you are saying that you using your approach tu kira you punya apa? Intervention lah kan? Inovasi lah teh. Retinya.
Maybe I will take out the approach and just use FEM terus. What do you think?
Okay juga. Tapi yang saya lihat my teaching of writing focusing simple present tense with correct SVA. So ada something missing there.
You don't have to throw away the approach. You just need to change the to examine.
Okay, thank you Cikgu Senia.
You don't have to change the approach. You just need to change the to examine. Why don't you change the examine to something else, like maybe to find out the effectiveness of the use of the FEM approach?
Yeah,
okay.
better. Thank you Cikgu Senia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the thing, it's okay because you are trying to know whether your approach will be working to use to teach writing focusing on simple present tense. So you don't have to change the approach. You just change the first word to examine, because to examine is you see, it's too wide. It is not, you are narrowing it. You are not narrowing it down. So when research, you need to narrow it down first, because when you use examine, meaning it's too big. You see, it's too big. The picture will be very big. So it's hard for you to know whether the approach can be used or not. Saya dalam kereta ni sebab kat rumah tak ada langit.
Thank you Cikgu Senia.
Okay, you need to change the word.
Okay, boleh.
Yeah, I know that macam ayat yang macam something wrong there, tapi I don't know how to say it ya.
Effectiveness lah. Okay, boleh.
Oh, the effectiveness. Okay.
Whether it is effective or not. Because you are doing the research, right? You haven't. It's never done before. People never use this approach. This is yours, right? Right. This is yours, meaning you are the one who need to know whether it is effective or not. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Alright. Okay, kita tengok kat research question pun saya dah masalah lah. Dah cun dah. How does the improve my teaching? How far? Jika nak tanya how far nak. Kalau how far ya lain lah ceritanya, ada analisis lain lagi kelak. How does pun dah cukup lah. Research participant. Okay, year 4 pupils, 10 pupils, low proficiency. Okay, this part dekat research participant tu macam tadi lah. Dekat bahagian pemerhatian tu, you ceritanya tadi mesti ada kesinambungan tu. Mesti ada kesinambungan, whereas bila sampai dekat research participant tu 10 pupils, orang kan nanya, why this 10 pupils from year 4 pupils? Dan cerita tu tadi mesti datang daripada mula pemerhatian. For sure, memanglah. Ini kelas saya bah. Kelas saya year 4 bah. Memanglah kan. So benda tu memang you have to emphasize again and again. Okay, diulang-ulang-ulang-ulang. Pada kelas saya kelas year 4. And then dalam kelas year 4 tu ada 10 orang budak yang bermasalah. Macamnya. So research participant tu memang make sure dalam the whole cerita dalam you punya writing tadi tu, dia tak lari daripada cerita hal 10 orang budak tu. Okay, 10 orang budak tu. Okay, low proficiency tu no problem lah. Average proficiency and then high proficiency. Just that, lagi sekali soalan saya, how can you determine setiap satu tu? Macam mana you nak kata budak tu low, average and high? Apanya pun kriteria. Mun betul nak detail lah. Mun betul nak detail. Okay Alright. So yang lain tu saya dah apa tu sebenarnya just ulang balik. Okay, and then act, plan, settle the new approach, FEM approach, implement and observe. Okay, for settle part, how you do that? Apa yang how you settle? Settle tu maksudnya apa?
Actually itu how to say? I came up with that lah, settle dengan yang tu. Can you understand? I choose to think of the FEM module, FEM approach to teach my pupils sentence writing.
Maksudnya you build up FEM approach lah. So my question next, macam ni you build up-nya, you settle-nya. Mesti ada ceritanya juga nak. Ada ceritanya sih, ada dijelaskan sih macam ni you membina FEM approach ya.
Next slide tu adalah apa yang ada dalam modul tu. Jadi it starts from easier to harder macam tu.
Actually, what Cikgu Zul mean is, why did you come out with this module, this approach? What is in the first place that making you create this approach? That is what he meant. So I wanted to know too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dalam banyak-banyak cara kena you pilih FEM approach.
Yeah, that is how.
Okay.
Yeah, because people will ask you, why this approach? That is the big question.
Okay.
The why, yeah.
I choose module version to teach the pupils writing, because when we use explanation only or we use other cara like tengok buku ke, the pupils don't really get it. Kalau module dia ada step, dia work from easy, harder, dia akan bertambah-tambah lah.
Gimana ya?
Modul lebih senang untuk budak lebih memahami sentence writing sebab dia ada langkah-langkah daripada bahagian yang lebih mudah hingga mereka boleh menulis ayat penuh lah, simple present tense sentence dengan SVA yang betul macam tu.
Okay, cikgu Jasenia boleh respon kah?
I was wondering, the module, actually, the first thing that we need to bear in mind is whether the student will put their interest in using that module. That is the first thing that we need to know. Like when we wanted to create something or use any like games or whatever, so what do you think? If the module is not, sparking their interest in following.
Okay.
Yeah.
From my experience with them lah, daripada pengalaman mereka menggunakan modul tu, because I insert picture, macam they have a sense of belonging lah, mereka ada modul tu. Jadi bagi saya, mereka minat lah menggunakan modul tu. Sebab ada gambar, ada hyperlink, sebab home-based learning PDPR ada hyperlink, mereka boleh pakai sendiri link tu untuk buat Google dokumen, quiz lah macam tu.
Dah terjawab.
The outcomes?
The outcomes dapat dari exercise dekat modul tu juga, activity part. They have memang increase in points lah, test in scores, increase in mark.
Okay. Because I cannot imagine it actually. That's why I ask you.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Dekat
yeah.
next picture, next slide tu ada gambar lah, gambaran modul tu. But that
Okay.
one is the soft copy version. Dekat modul tu ada lesson, ada activity. Jadi usually dekat lesson tu saya tambah ada QR code sebab PDPR mereka ada capaian internet dekat rumah. Ada QR code, ada gambar yang menunjukkan bagaimana cara untuk menulis ayat penuh dengan SVA yang betul. Kalau he ada verb dia, he sings, ada S dekat belakang tu. Itu yang my focus actually is.
Okay. Okay, cikgu. You have your product here, you know. Produk you dah ada dah. Just that you nak menjualnya.
Okay.
You macam bila you tengok dekat wow kah dekat TV orang jual produk kan. Try to think how you want to sell this product, you know. Macam si sampai tu. What you trying to sell to me memang si sampai. Si sampai. So try to think macam apa sebenarnya tu? Apa sebenarnya FAM approach tu, produk tu. Jadinya adalah modul nak. So modul macam yang you kata ada guided writing practice and then worksheet pas semua kan. But we don't have the feel of the product.
Okay, I get it.
So cuba cari cara macam ni yang menyatakan bahawa produk tu this product kita sebenarnya adalah worksheet ataupun macam ni kah, hanya compilation of worksheet kah or how kah, betul kah compilation of worksheet kah?
Bukan worksheet sajalah, ada penerangan juga di situ.
Oh,
you mean like notes? Notes? Is it notes? Is it notes?
Yeah, there are some notes in the lesson part.
Okay. Got it.
Dan konsep modul lah tu.
Module, it is module.
Modul lah tu.
Module.
Because it's fun English module.
Ya letih. Sayang nama ya Fun English ya. Punya Fun English tu besar skopnya. Dia boleh tangkap ke semua benda si semestinya SVA. Si semestinya ni SVA tu.
SVA lah, SVA.
Si semestinya SVA. Dia boleh jadi benda-benda lain. So si tahulah apa yang difikir kami lah. Yang saya fikir mungkin bagus Yungkah tiap SVA modul terus daripada Yungkah Fun English modul nak. Kata saya saja lah. Tapi memang apa yang masih belum dapat gambaran tu sebenarnya. Macam
I said just now, I cannot imagine.
Macam soalan Cikgu Hajah Seniah tadi pun betul juga lah. First thing, macam ni you dapat come out with this idea. Yes, the first thing benda pertama. Maybe, I don't know you lah cikgu, maybe you boleh kata, saya dapat idea tu sebab saya lihat budak-budak saya tu suka baca buku. That's why saya nak buat satu modul yang mana budak senang buka buku. Sebab yang kedua, saya rasa, berdasarkan pemerhatian saya, I can see that student lebih prefer megang buku yang hard copy berbanding dengan soft copy. Contohnya lah. So, apa justifikasi you tadi nak ada I came out with it ideas because of this. Adanya pun apa sebabnya lah cikgu kalau dia. Ataupun you can say also sebab before this ada rakan saya di sekolah lainnya dah pola cara tu. So I want to try lah. Boleh juga. Ataupun you pada daripada apa you punya research ataupun you punya further bacaan daripada internet ke apakah yang sharing orang daripada Facebook ke sidak madah guna modul tak bagus. Tapi modul dia sesuai untuk budak aku kan. Contoh, budak saya di sekolah, budak saya special. So I want to create modul tu tadi dalam konteks sekolah saya. So I have to create my own module for this school. Ayalah contohnya tadi untuk jawapan kami dua cikgu ajarnya tadi cuma yang tadi
Okay.
dari kita cikgu, dari kita what is the exact answer for that? Kami dua cikgu ajarnya nak dengar tu, the exact answer.
I think for me yang paling suitable ialah budak sendirilah lebih sesuai dengan menggunakan modul yang dibuat saya sendiri, sebab kita tahu tahap mereka macam mana, jadi modul tu cater to their needs.
That is what actually I wanted to listen from you, because you know the level of the ability of your students. So this module is actually going down to their level. So that's why you come out with this module, right? Right? Am I right?
Yes.
Because actually when I look at it is good. It's just that the title, Fun English Module, because well, I found out that you are focusing on SVA.
General lah, very general.
Yeah, it's quite Fun English is very general. So just like what you said, it's too wide. The title, when you put Fun English, meaning you are talking about a very big thing in English. But then you are focusing on SVA, meaning like maybe Fun English SVA module.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to be specific here. The rest is okay. I like it. You don't have to worry about it. I like what you did.
Yes.
I really like it.
Okay.
And then actually you can share this with the other teachers in the at the school, because this is nice.
Yes.
It's nice.
Bukan sekat nice nih, bagus nih sebenarnya untuk membantu budak-budak sekolah lain.
Yeah, it is good. Really, I like it.
With
And congratulations to you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
With the same setting, macam setting di Tekajong sama setting dengan di Beruit. Rasanya
yeah.
Yeah,
is it? It is like that. Nice one. I like it. Just that you need to change a little bit of the module, Fun English SVA module. Be focusing on SVA.
Ataupun you boleh modify sikit lah namanya
Can modify.
Kalau ada lain lah. Ada lain pula FEM untuk particular topik kah ataupun macam ni lah.
Yeah. Because you need to focus it on SVA. Okay.
Benda tu bila you dah bolah kajian tindakannya, indirectly kita dah bolah apa kata orang innovation, inovasi. So my other question is dah di apa kata orang ada kunci kah? Ada kunci kah tu? Inovasi tu. Udah dikunci kah? You already innovation a lot.
Not yet.
Nanti orang ambil.
Okay.
Apa nama cara nak macam sendak Haris di Beruit ya. Dia pergi minta apa kah? Lupa kami namanya.
Ya, ada nama dia. I forgot tu. Untuk jadikan pattern. Yes, you need to pattern it. You need to pattern it. That is the right word.
Sayang kelak orang ambil idea you kelak. Aduh Try to pattern lah, macam you dah buat siap-siap bukunya apa semua modul, and then paling bagusnya dalam bentuk hard copy lah, tapi zaman kena letak dalam bentuk soft copy pun no problem kan. Patternnya boleh dua-dua, hard copy and soft copy, dua-dua pun boleh dipatternkan. Rasanya Cikgu Alvin pun ada ajak orang pattern tu, katalah kita dengar bilanya present kelak. Okay. And then buat pemerhatian, so dekat bahagian melaksanakan tindakan tu banyak yang kami dua cikgu Hajar Seniah try to help you lah. Banyak benda yang perlu di-improvise lah in this part lah. Kita nampak masih apa kata orang berterabur lah rupanya. Ni dah ada, cuma macam berterabur je. Okay, and then dekat pemerhatian tu no problem lah sebenarnya. Dekat data-data tu no problem. Just that berhati-hati bila dekat positive response. Positive response. The people seem relaxed. Berapa ramai yang relax? Apanya pun boleh diukur kah? Measurable or not? That relax. Responded to the question attentively. How do you know that attentively? Okay. People engage actively during HBL lesson. Apa HBL?
PDPR.
Oh, home-based learning. Okay. Yes. Okay. How can you know berapa ramai yang engage actively? Itu antara soalan-soalan yang macam mula-mula tadi juga. Memang detail lah. However, bila you buat cara detail, memang you nampak lah lebih profesional lah jadinya, lebih berkualiti lah kita punya kajian. Okay, cikgu. Okay, yang tu bahagian refleksi yang terakhir tu, I have no comment much lah, not much comment lah about this because memang okay lah tu. You know how to do reflection. So overall, I can say, Cikgu Claudia, you apa kata orang memang excellent in giving reflection. Because I can see you punya reflection memang your idea dah nampak dah, cambah. And then you can give the best reflection setakat inilah yang saya dapat dengar. So saya tak dapat nak komen banyak lah sini.
Okay.
No problem lah sini. Mungkin cikgu aja senyap ada anything from you? Dah habis atau?
No, because I want to say that I impressed with what she did lah.
Yeah, betul.
I am impressed with what you did. You take a lot of effort in doing all this. It's just that you need to change a little bit, just like what we said just now. Like it need to be measurable. The response need to be measurable, and then because people will ask you how, what, how many, how do you measure positive responses? Like that is the thing that you need to change a little bit. The rest, I don't have that. I think the rest is okay. I don't have that. How to say? No confusion at all. The rest is nice. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Keep
cikgu.
Yeah, really. I like it. No worries.
Okay, cikgu. So lepas ni cikgu boleh terus buatlah writing. Buat writing, follow template yang Colloquium TS25 and then try your best to complete it. Bila seminggu 2 tu kah, boleh kah?
Okay. I'll try.
Okay, and then you share, kelak saya akan bagi link untuk hantar penulisan ya. Kelak kami dua cikgu Hajar Senior sama-sama tengok lah. And then we try to, apa kata orang, go through again lah penulisan kita ya. Sehari tu lebih kepada, apa kata orang, point-point. Writing kelak sikit part lagi. Okay, cikgu.
Don't worry, we will help you about the writing. We will help you. Terus boleh buat inovasi tu. The thing is the one that you need. Terus boleh buat inovasi. Boleh dimasukkan dalam innovation terus tu. Sebenarnya lah. Good. That's why I said I was impressed. Okay. Congratulations, cikgu.
Congratulations, cikgu. Okay, all the best. Okay, so selesailah sudah sesi kita untuk pembentang pertama hari ini. Terima kasih banyak dia. All the best to you.